Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss the concept, working and applications of diffraction grating with the help of an virtual experiment. So let us start first with the question that what is diffraction? So whenever a light wave traveling in the medium strikes on an opaque obstacle, it bends and changes its path in the other side of the obstacle. This effect is known as diffraction of light. Source of monochromatic light, yes, here, and opaque slits or small openings represented by this dashed line here. So if the wavelength of the light generated by this source and these openings or these opaque objects here, they are comparable in size, then there would be a appreciable deviation in the path of light. So what is going to happen to the other side is it is going to generate a pattern like this. The path difference from here to here is 1 lambda, from here to here it's 2 lambda, and from here to here is 3 lambda, and so on. So for this point here, it is going to generate similar pattern like this, and all these points here, because they are going to interfere constructively, they are going to produce bright spots. So what we see somewhere here as screen is a bright spot, central bright spot here, and then we get the first order, second order, third order, and so on to the both sides of the central spot. So the intensity of this spot is maximum here. This is lesser intense, this is still lesser intense, and this is still lesser intense. So this is what is happening here in the diffraction. These are the few examples of the diffraction effect. So here this silver lining shown in the clouds is an example of diffraction, or the CD compact disc reflecting sharp spectrum or sharp color is also an example of diffraction. And this is the structural colors of peacock feathers, they are also is an example of diffraction of light. During diffraction of an optical grating formed by a large number of parallel slits with equal width, a monochromatic light wave of wavelength lambda creates an interference pattern on the screen with few bright spots resulting from constructive interference on the dark background. Diffraction grating is a component of optical devices consisting of a surface ruled with close, equidistant, and parallel lines for the purpose of resolving light into spectra. Light is reflected off from the ruled surface at different angles corresponding to different orders and wavelengths. So here we can see that grating into two modes. One is transmission mode and the other is reflection mode. A grating is said to be a transmission or reflection grating according to whether it is transparent or mirrored. That is, whether it is ruled on a glass surface or a thin metal film deposited on a glass blank. In the transmission mode, diffraction grating is created by scratching or etching a transparent substrate with a repetitive parallel structure. This creates areas where light can scatter. While in reflective grating mode, it is made by depositing a metallic coating on the optic and ruling parallel grooves in the surface. So here, if you see, this laser source is generating a monochromatic light and it falls on the grating in the transmission mode. So we get the diffraction patterns in the different directions to the other side of the grating. And in reflection mode, when this laser source and screen, they are to the same side of the grating, and we see the diffracted light in this way. Diffraction grating is used for its resolving power in an optical instrument. The resolving power is the optical instrument's ability to produce separate images of two adjacent points. Also, the diffraction grating would diffract a specific wavelength at specific angle, thereby making it possible for us to select a particular wavelength out of the spectrum as required in many analytical instruments. So whenever we need to separate light of different wavelengths with high resolution, then a diffraction grating is most often a tool of choice. Here we have an useful equation d sine theta is equals to n lambda, where theta is the angle of diffraction, n is the order of diffraction, lambda is the wavelength of light used, and d is the spacing between adjacent slits, that is sometimes called as grating constant or a grating period. So here we have, this is the grating and these are the diffracted rays. So they have a path difference 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda and so on, and this is the angle of diffraction here, theta, which is exactly the angle theta here. So this is the one ray that is diffracted and this is the other ray that is diffracted. So they have a path difference, this ray and this ray. That path difference is this value here. So we know we have this, from this point to this point we have denoted it is by d, and then this angle is of 90 degrees and this is the angle of diffraction theta here. So we can write that path difference is equal to d sine theta. If we need bright spots and constructive interference, then it would be equal to n lambda. Therefore we get n lambda is equal to d sine theta. So the experimental setup, so here we have a laser source, this is the grating that we have, and this is the screen that we have here, and we need to note how many rulings there are on the diffraction grating from which we can find out the value of d. This number will be mentioned on the grating, so we need to observe it, and by measuring the distance between diffraction to screen and the central spot to first order and second order and so on, we can get the angle of diffraction. The diffraction grating has many technological applications. It is used in atomic and molecular spectroscopy, wherein the wavelength and the intensity of the light can be measured by using monochromators and spectrographs to provide information about the atomic species. Diffraction grating is also employed in analytical instruments to study analysis and confirmation by selection of UV IR wavelengths. Grating-based spectrometers play an important role in astronomical instruments for imaging and in removal of stray light from the signal. The spectroscopic analysis of starlight allows us to determine the composition of the stars as well as their relative velocities. Gratings are also used in optical communications for wavelength selection in splitting and combining the optical signals. So with this discussion, let us move towards the simulation of this experiment. So this is a task for identifying the experimental objects addressing the remember level. We need to find out diffraction grating. So I click on diffraction grating and I correctly click that this is diffraction grating. So there is a message here that is it is correct, and then suppose I need to find out or locate where is the laser source. So this is the laser source. So you can see once the object is correctly identified, it is changing the color. So now let us identify where is the screen. So if I click on this, so it is the correct thing. So this is how it works, and we need to identify and match the items to the images. Provision to move the laser, grating and screen. So let us turn on this. So we have this laser source here, and this is the grating, and this is the screen on which the diffracted pattern will be seen. So I can move this laser panel closer or away from the grating, and similarly I can move the grating towards the laser or away from the laser. I can move the screen closer to the grating or away from the grating. In general, not more than a couple of gratings would be available in the physical laboratory for students to do the experiment. However, in this virtual experiment, we have provided there are 5 gratings with varying grating constant. The relation between maximum number of orders visible and the diffraction grating of a given ruling per centimeter can be seen here. So let us select that I will have these many diffracted beams. If I change it to 5500, then the number of diffracted beams are changed. Similarly, I can go for this 10,000 and for this 15,000. You can see the diffracted beams are not only changing in number, but the angle of diffraction is also changing. So what happens when I select this largest number here? So there is a message here and there is a learning for us that X-rays will need these many rulings to show appreciable diffraction. It is practically not possible to have these many rulings on a grating surface. So now you can see this is the source of light laser, and we have been provided a scale horizontal distance, and we have been provided a scale in the form of a graph to note the readings. And here you can note that readings are in centimeters. So if I select this number and 2500 and switch on the laser, then I will get these diffracted points here. So if I am not able to see all the diffracted spots, what I can do is I can move this slider to get a better resolution, and if I wish to see all of them on the screen, I can reduce this, and I can move this pattern to the left side or right side. The number of rulings on the grating surface can be selected from this select number of lines list. So let us say we selected 2500 rulings and we switch on the laser source. Then we have this diffraction pattern visible on the screen, central spot, and this is first order, this is second order, and this is third order diffraction spot. So as to take the correct readings, we can make the correct resolution from this slider, and let us say I put it here so that I can get a clear readings. And then when we click on take readings, then here we need to enter this distance where the screen is there and the grating is present. So here it can be seen that grating is present on the scale at 21 and the grating is at 10.2. So the difference between these two is 10.8, and here we have a interaction kind of a question which can be considered as a reflection spot. So let us check. When a laser source is moved towards the grating or away from the grating, it affects the diffraction pattern. So does it affect the diffraction pattern? Moving the laser towards the screen or moving the laser away from the grating, does it affect the diffraction pattern? No, it doesn't affect the diffraction pattern. So we enter the answer and it is prompting us that your answer is correct. So here we need to enter this value from the central spot to first order. So I am entering that value. Now we will go for the second spot. So as it can be observed that the distance between screen and grating is unmoved, so it is still 10.8. And now we are going to enter the second order distance. So from here to here the distance is 3.6. So before this we have another question. When the grating is moved with respect to screen, it affects the diffraction pattern. Yes, moving the grating with respect to screen, it affects the diffraction pattern. So it is true. This is the second order reading we have entered. Now we are going for the third order. Still it is unmoved for the distance between grating to screen, and we are supposed to enter the third order spot, that is from the central spot to this, so that distance is roughly. So if a plus b is less than n lambda, then nth order spectrum will be absent. Whether it is true or false, it is true. Okay. So we enter these values. So the question displayed here is the number of diffraction orders visible increases with increase in number of rulings. So this can be checked with the equation that we have is d sine theta is equals to n lambda. So and d is inversely proportional to number of rulings. So therefore it is this answer. So when we correctly enter this answer, then we can go for adding the next readings. So now this observation table is displayed and we need to enter these values after calculating. So I have already calculated these values and let us quickly enter these values here. Once we are done with entering all these values and we click on the submit button, then another observation table is presented, and this observation table tells us that if these were the observations, then the calculated values must be like this, and this should be the answer that you must get. So there is some error in the calculated and the observed values. So then the conclusions are displayed with a selection given. This is the experimental found out value and this is the standard value of the laser. So in which range our percentage error is. So let us select that it is in between 0 to 2%, and this is correct thing. So this is how we use the virtual experiment to understand the working of diffraction grating. So with these tasks, it could be understood that in this virtual experiment that X-ray diffraction differs from the diffraction of visible light, and we also understood as per the wavelength equation that there is no impact on the observations due to source moved closer or far from the grating, and a task is also set to apply the experimental conditions and record the observations in the observation table and to do calculations, and the results found out and the standard results are also made available for comparison and analyze the accuracy and percentage error.